Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to Piccadilly Stampin. I'm Pamela Pick, and this is my husband,
Bill.
So come on in, say hello.
Come in.
Tell us where you're from.
You're live.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it pulled up here on the
Yep.
laptop. Come in, come in, come in. We'll give it a few minutes and see if anyone is able to make it in. Hello, tell us who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
Hi, Julie. Hi, Beth Ann from Philadelphia. Hi, France from Hot Michigan.
Hot Michigan.
Very windy, very windy Colorado is Kathy. Hi, Kristen. Yes, it has been extremely windy here also.
Yeah.
We have our 4th of July stuff. I know it's not July yet, but we've got our 4th of July stuff out, and it is just blowing like crazy, and we can hear it out on the front porch, and it's like a mylar kind of bunting thing, so kind of sounds funny. At first I was like, what is that noise?
So put it on the back after the 4th to keep the birds off it.
Yeah, we haven't had any birds because of it, so come on in, everyone. Hi, Madison.
Hi, Madison.
Hi, Nick from Ireland. Oh, you're welcome, Beth Ann. Hi, Jackie from, where are you at?
Kahlua.
No, there's no L in there.
She's drinking Kahlua.
Oh. We've got Virginia, Cindy from Virginia. Oh, and Julie received her prize too. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing.
Wet Houston, Debbie.
Oh, Debbie, I've been seeing on the news about Texas. Jeez, I hope.
Well,
you're
how
not
cold is it in North Dakota, Jean?
from cold North Dakota. We've got Lori from Illinois. Hi, Marcia.
Yeah, she's about a couple hours away from here.
Oh yeah.
Margot from the UP.
I got your card. In fact, I'm going to show it here, Margot. Thank you for sharing, Marcia and France. So let's go in and let's get going and let's just talk about the weather. I mean, that is the thing.
Hot.
It is very hot. Please be safe, everyone. Make sure to stay hydrated.
Go to the cooling centers if you have to.
Yeah, just be safe about that. So let's just start with some of the mail. I got some really cute things. This is from our own Janelle. Everyone knows Janelle. So she sent this, and I love how she used the die cut to make, I don't want to open it. I guess it doesn't say anything too personal, but I love how she used the die cut and just put it on the back. This is one of my favorite ways of making cards. That's so cute. So thank you so much. This one is from France. Look at this darling thing. I love, so my newest thing, and she used the same DSP as what I used last week. My newest thing is cutting up DSP. You've seen in my last little demonstrations. However, guess what, Bill?
What?
We're not using any DSP at all tonight.
We're not.
Nope, not at all. So anyway, that is gorgeous, France. Thank you so much. This is from Laura. Laura used, this has been, what, a year or so ago. They had this DSP, and you can see that there's a little bit of shimmer on this. I love how she layered that. Very cute, Laura. Thank you so much. And this was from Margot. She sent this, but let me just share this with you. I had seen some of these teddy bear sunflowers, so I'm going to have to, wanted to ask her, so you watch, Madison. Bill, you leave, or Margot, you leave in the comments. It's probably too late to plant this now, right? I have to do it next year. So let me know on that. But she sent me these teddy bear sunflowers. They're the cutest things. I was so excited to get that. So you watch for her comment.
I will.
And you tell me later. Okay, so let's just get started here.
Is that a new host code?
That is a new host code. Yes, this is my newest host code. Let's get started here. If you're new to my channel and you're watching right now, please comment, like, share. I will tell you this is a friendly group and everybody is kind of friends with everyone, and we like to make new friends. So talk to people because they talk back. This is not a shy group. Subscribe to my channel if you are new, if you're watching this on YouTube later. And the only other thing that I'd like to say is if you would like a copy of the measurements of the cards that we make, I'm doing something new where I'm sending out an email, and it is going to have the company information or specials that they have, Piccadilly Stampin's information and specials. But at the bottom, I have pictures of the card, the measurements of the card, the video of the card, and the products that I use to make the card, so that you will have all that information in one place. If I were you, I would just make a folder that says Piccadilly Stampin', and I would put those emails in there and save them, and then you have the recipe, the video. You don't have to go hunting on YouTube or Pinterest or whatever. I email it twice a week to you. That is at www.piccadillystampin.blogspot.com. And
already posted.
Bill has posted it. You know what? Before we get going, one more thing. I forgot the drawing. We got the drawing to do.
Let's do the drawing.
So, if you share my video to your wall right now, your name goes into a drawing for the card that I make. For the card that I'm making this week, we'll draw next week. This is the card I made last week. Let's show it really quick. Isn't it just cute? Cute little fun fold card. We used some DSP and some punches, and it was very simple, very easy. Decorated the envelope to match. So these are going to be the ones that get given away tonight. So I usually make one first, and then I demo the other one, and that way I have two that I get to give away. And then I take the names and I put all the names in here and Bill draws from them. So do you want to reach in and grab
I can
two more?
reach in. 1 and 2.
Okay. So he drew the tickets. Who do we have?
Deb Norman.
Oh, Deb hasn't won in forever. Yeah. So thank you, Deb, for sharing. I do appreciate that. I have her address.
Marcia Bartles.
Oh, Marcia hasn't won either in forever. So, yeah, I guess you did. So thank you, ladies, for sharing. Are either of them on? Do you know?
I thought Marcia was. But maybe
okay.
I shared to her.
I will definitely get these into the mail for you, and those will go out this week. Now back to what I was doing.
From Australia is on.
All right. I love the Aussies. So I'm going to put these announcements aside until afterwards, and let's get going. So the stamp set that I want to feature tonight is this one right here. It is called Under the Moon. It is on page 88 of our annual catalog. If you don't have an annual catalog and you would like one, and you are not working with any other demonstrator, and you are first time to me, I will send you a catalog for free. I just ask that, you know, you make your first order with me so that I can kind of recoup the cost of shipping and of the catalog. So it's called Under the Moon, and it is a $20 stamp set. And as you can see, it is a photopolymer stamp set. So that's why we're going to be using the Stampin' Pierce mat tonight. I will show you. Again, it's on page 88. Now, there are no sentiments in this stamp set. So I decided to pair Make Today Amazing, because I'm not going to make a moon out of this. I'm going to make a dusky sun out of this. So we're going to use this image here, these clouds. We're going to also have the lake, and we're going to have the boat on it. So Make Today Amazing. I'm also going to pair that with the deckled circles, and I love these because they layer up so nicely. And we're going to use this new embossing folder, and I was showing Bill, so I might as well show you guys too. Let me grab a couple of our other embossing folders. This was the normal size that I started off with, and then they went to the 6x6 size. but you can see this is much bigger. So if you are a scrapbooker, this is great because you can have big photos that are matted on something that has embossed texture on it. This one is called So Swirly, and I haven't really...
Not swirly.
Yeah, I got my squirrel here, though. It is not so squirrely. And I got my red panda, but I'm going to put my little critters up. This is So Swirly, and I am dominantly a card maker, so what I did is I ran it through at the same time because I have 2 pieces here in the Summer Splash. This is one of our new in colors, and look at this. Isn't that just awesome?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to be using that, but I think that new size is wonderful. However, with that new size, you do have to have the Stampin' Cut and Boss machine.
Big boss.
The big boss. Before we begin on any of the card base like I normally do, I'm going to start with stamping. So we're going to start with I have just a scrap piece here. It's a half a sheet of the 8.5 by 11 basic white, and we're going to start there. So I'm going to share a few tips with you. First of all, I am using the Stampin' Pierce mat. I think these are $5 or $6 in the catalog. And these mats are perfect for stamping on with photopolymer because they give a little bit of give to it to get a good image. But I want to talk about... What's that?
We do have a question.
What's your question?
What size is that folder? Or that embossing?
The embossing folder?
Yeah.
Well, let me look. It is 6 inches wide, and it is about 8.5 long.
So 6 by 8.5.
Yeah. So
okay. Wow.
It is a large one. Okay, so I want to share some tips about photopolymer, and especially when you're doing one that has a design. And let me pull this back up. See how there's these little dots? And this is important. They do this on purpose on these designs so that they can have more dots to have the color more intense and lighter in others. But it's these little dots on here. And sometimes when you're stamping down on these images and you have an extremely... I don't want to say moist or juicy, but inky,
wet.
Yeah, wet ink pad, it blotches. Have you ever noticed that it will blotch? So I am going to use the Summer Splash, and it is a new one, so it's pretty inky. So when I ink it up, ink the image up, I mean, not ink the pad up. Let me put this on my... I'm going to stand to make sure I can see this on the camera. Can you guys see that there's all those little dots on there?
Yep.
And they drive me nuts. So here's my first tip. Take a sponge dauber, and you want to go, after you ink it, and it's so inky, and you want to kind of go through and pop some of those bubbles on there and smooth this out. Now this is going to pick up some of the ink, which is fine. But it's also going to spread it out more evenly on the stamp. You're still going to have dots, and I'm going to show you here.
It's kind of a cool tip.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to show you here. We're just going to stamp it down. You're still going to have some dots. I want even pressure without rocking, but I want to give that ink time to transfer. Okay, so let me show you. You're still going to have some of these dots. But wait, this is going to mellow on this paper as it dries. So hold tight to that, okay? So again, this was the new in color called Summer Splash. Okay, the next tip, we're going to pull out this image. So it would be this image here on the stamp set, the one that has the little like highlight in it. And I thought, I know they're saying this is a moon, but first, it is a moon when you do the clouds this way. This is the sky, and that's the moon. But I decided...
You know, that kind of looks like the Death Star on Star Wars.
Well, now that's all I'm going to see. Thanks, Bill. It does kind of look like the Death Star now that you said it. But it's supposed to be clouds,
black.
the night sky, and then the moon. However, when I looked at this, I thought I'm going to make this be kind of a sunset. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with, this is the new in color called Petal Peach, right? Petal Peach. No, pink petal. What is it called? Peach Pie.
Peach pie.
I should know that.
Petal peach pumpkin pie.
Okay, so I'm gonna ink this up, and you can see it did that again. So I'm gonna take another sponge dauber. I go by color families. I used to like mark them. We used to have one that was called Sun years ago, and that's how old this is. But I just do color families. So this is my orange color, orange-ish yellow. So I'm gonna go through here, and I'm just gonna like tame that down because that was an inky pad. We're gonna put this away. So I've got the peach pie. That's the correct name, peach pie. And then I'm going to come in with Calypso Coral. And we're just going to take the same sponge dauber.
Multicolor.
Yes. And I'm going to, let me just see. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to go down at the bottom, like where this is going to sit. It's going to be closer to the earth. So I'm going to put some of this Calypso Coral down here and maybe just go up a little bit and then right around this little element. So everybody has their own creativity. You could do the night sky. I'm choosing to make mine kind of a dusky little sunset here because I liked the little boat that came in it, and I thought this is what I've got in mind and how I see it. So I'm going to stand up here and I'm going to move this up a little bit farther so that you can see. Oh, I put this on the wrong block, didn't I? But that's okay. I'm going to place that down so that it touches the water a little bit, like when the sun kind of touches the water as it's going down. I'm going to give it firm pressure, but I'm not. There you go. Now, it has the little dots again, but give it time to mellow. Okay. Now, if you don't have a real juicy ink pad, my Balmy Blue just happens to not be very inky. You can just go straight stamp to paper. So I'm going to give this a good press here to get some color on it. This is one of the clouds. And then I think what I'll do is just kind of come and go right up over this. Give that a good press. There we go. And then with the other cloud, I'm going to ink this up again. And I'm going to kind of come maybe down closer here. And I can do that because, so I'm kind of building this scene, right? I can do that because my ink pad, my Balmy Blue, wasn't nearly as juicy as the other ones. Oh, I hate that word. I know.
Hey,
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Why do you say you put it on the wrong block?
Oh, because this block I got from a friend and she engraved it with my name, Pamela, so I wasn't able to see on through as well. If there's engraving on it, it's hard to see where that line is. I did fine, but
Okay.
yeah, I would still put it on a D block, just maybe not one that's engraved like that where that edge is. So then I'm going to take the little sailboat, and this is some, I want to keep this kind of, I love this color combination, and I want to keep this kind of, I don't know, sky, you know, dusky sky. So I use, instead of black for the sailboat on the horizon, I'm using Pretty Peacock. And I think what I'm going to do is just go into the water and onto the sun area. Now again, this is supposed to be a moon, so you don't have to do it this way. This is just the way that I chose to do it. So we're going to stop with this. We're going to come back to this. And I'm going to pull out a piece of, I think this is, 3/4 inch by 3 inch. And the other stamp set is a red rubber stamp set. And again, don't worry about the names of them. It is You Are Beautiful, Make Today Amazing.
Yep, sign up for the
email,
you'll get them.
You'll get it all, and you don't have to worry about writing anything down or going back to that video. And I'm just going to go ahead and use that pretty peacock and ink this up. I want to make sure that's, yeah, that's really good. And then I will just kind of center this in here. Give that a moment to transfer. So I didn't have to use the pad underneath of that because there is an actual pad on the red rubber stamps. So that is the stamping. Now let me get some of this kind of cleaned up and out of the way so that we can continue. Bill, do you have a joke or anything to kind of keep them?
Well, I might. Let me see here.
Were there any other questions that I can answer?
Oh, they love it so far. What's the best way to catch a fish?
I don't know. What's the best way to catch a fish?
Have someone throw it at you.
Oh, well, that would be easy. Okay, I'm done. You're done. You're grounded. That's enough. Okay, I'm going to move. I'm going to move this off of here now. So I hope the sponge dauber thing will help you when you are crafting. And I'm going to bring out my the large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And what I want to do is take this piece here. I'm going to move this just one second. And I want to put my image down on here.
Didn't like my joke.
Oh, you say that, but nobody really likes them, Bill. It's you thinking. Ugh. Okay. Anyway, so I have the deckled circles, and I picked 2 layering ones. I'm going to take the smallest one, and I want.
Jean did.
Who did?
France and Jean.
Ah, ladies. And I want to determine, so if I want it more off to one side or wherever, I want to determine where I'm going to put this. And I think I like having a little white show down here because this is a card. So I'm just going to go right about there. And then I'll put this layer on top. And we'll stick it here in on our machine and get it started. And once we get it started, before we get to that die, I'm going to hold that tight and just run that through. So now that's how I've got that image cut out the way I want it cut out. Ooh, I cut myself. Look at that. I know.
Oh, well.
I hope.
Time to put a rubber glove on it.
That's right. Okay. So now I'm going to move that aside and move this aside. And then I can move my... So I have that one. And this is on the deckled circles. I'm going to bring in another one. These are... Let me pull in... This is 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5 and 6 from the outside. These are the circles that I used as 5 and 6. Okay, so what I have, I went ahead and pre-cut another one. I hope I did anyway. Yeah, so that these 2 can layer up. So I've got that beautiful peacock right there, color. And let me pull these in. Okay, so let's just start with adhering these to each other. So I get that beautiful layer. Did you guys know that on the other side of your green glue, if you need to, you can use it to smear? You can also glue on this side. You can pull glue out, but you can use it to smear. I just didn't know if you guys knew that or not. So now you do if you haven't tried it. I am going to center this right inside of that other one. So like I said, this is supposed to be a moon, this is supposed to be clouds, this is the night sky, and that's supposed to be the moon, but I have changed it into kind of a lake scene of a setting sun. Now let's bring in our card base. You're going to need your score tool for this, and you can use whatever you have. I just happen to have the Stampin' trimmer. So I'm going to score at 5.5. And then, what's half of 5.5? That would be 2 1/4.
Yep.
Does that sound right? 2 1/4. Okay.
Sounds good to me. I want to measure that one again.
2 1/4. Okay. Is it 2 1/4? It is, right?
Yes.
5.5, 2 1/4. Okay. So then we're going to score it again at 2 1/4. Make me second guess myself. All right. I'm going to follow these lines and burnish them down. But this one, I'm going to come back. Oh, I scored it wrong.
2 7/5.
Yeah. You said yes, Bill.
I thought it was. Somebody said 2 7/5.
It's
2 3/4.
2 3/4. It's a good thing I got someone watching out for me. So let's do this again. So it is 4.5 by 11. Then I'm going to lift the score down, go to 5.5. I should have wrote it down, is what I should have done. I should have never trusted you. And then 2 3/4.
What?
That's right. You heard me.
Yeah.
The one thing that's good is hopefully I'll get it right on the email. So, and then let's see, we've got the little valley, and then we've got, so we want to fold the mountain peak down. That keeps the least amount of crinkles. That's why. Now this one we're going to go the opposite direction just because we need it to go the opposite direction. So we're going to fold down underneath. Okay. Then where these folds are, I have the coordinating in the So Swirly, and we're going to go ahead and put those right on here. Well, I thought I did. Did I cut them? No, those will work. I just need to cut this down just a hair. Oh my goodness. Apparently math. So these need to be at 4 inches, not 4 1/4. And this is where my table trash comes in handy. Okay. Are you giggling?
Well, yeah, because when I told my fish joke, there was a guy with a big fish on the television.
Oh, so we're just gonna adhere these down, and there's 2 different sides. There's the embossed and the debossed. I personally like the embossed side facing out, so I'm just gonna do that because it's my personal favorite. And I'm gonna change this card a bit from the original one.
What? You can't do that.
I am. And you guys will see the original one is still a good card. It'll still be a fine, perfectly fine card. But I like that. I like when I change this. It'll be a fine card. Perfectly fine to send to anybody. But.
Or they could win it by sharing.
That's right. Okay, so I'm placing these right on here. So this is going to be like a little wave effect, you know, behind. So you get a little texture, a little wave effect behind on here. And then I have a piece of, let's see, 3 by 3 1/4 and 2 3/4 by 3 of Pretty Peacock and Basic White. And I'm going to put these 2 together and make a mat. So this is going to be on the inside of the card. And this is where you can write your little love note. This is what I call my love note. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the 3/4. This would be 1 inch then, because I gave a 1/4 inch allowance border by 3 1/4 of the pretty peacock with the basic white sentiment that was 3/4 by 3. And we're going to put this on here. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, set these aside, is we're going to come back. Oh, I got a snarf. Good thing we're covering it. Do I have something on my hand anywhere? We're going to take this, and I'm going to come down to the bottom of the card because we're making a fun fold easel, you know. So I want to do just maybe where this cloud is, with the glue on the bottom of this, and I want to do it pretty heavy, to be quite honest, because I decided to put the texture on the bottom of this. So we're going to put this down, and I love doing a circle because it's such a forgiving medium here. So now when I get that easel up on this card, so I've got the waves in the background, so it will mail just fine, but then when I do the easel on this card, so let's do that. I'm going to take some dimensionals, and let's take about 3 dimensionals on here to...
I was going to say 4, but that'd be kind of close together.
Okay, and so now I like mine, and everybody can do it however you want to, but I like mine to have like a little area in between. So I'm going to put, and so that it can come down and then people can't read what I wrote. So I want to leave like an even little area on each side of this and down at the bottom, like so. That way the card will sit up like this when you have it going. I love easel cards. They're one of my favorites. If you like doing easel cards, I like what they look like. I like that people can display them if they want to. Let me know in the comments. Also, would you let me know if you'll try this card?
Oh, there's people going to try it.
Okay. And
Some
then
of them had the set already and didn't know what to do with it.
Well, now I've given you a nice idea. So again, I've left kind of an even border. I mean, eyeball it. We're humans. That's why they're handmade cards. Okay, so we've gotten this far, and it will mail in on 1 stamp, but I have to add a little bit of extra, you know. That is just who I am. So I have some embellishments here. These are the adhesive backed sequins trio. I have some ribbon here, but I didn't want a bow on this one. So what I decided to do was to just slice off a little bit. Use your paper snips, and you can cut this however you want.
Bow?
Well, it's not even a bow. And then
It's a Jackie ribbon.
it's a, yeah, well, some people don't even do ribbon on their cards, and that's just fine. But I like that little bit of glitz that this adds. So I'm going to take this with a glue dot, and I'm going to get my take your pick tool, and I'm going to put a glue dot on the back, kind of, well, not on my fingernail, on the back. Don't you laugh at me, mister. And then I'm going to take another one here.
I'm dividing 5 by 2.5.
You're what? Oh.
I'm dividing 5 by 2.5.
And then I'm going to put it to hold that down. And I'm just going to come over here off to the side. And I'm going to look at where I want that. And I think where that fold is works really well. So I'm going to stick it kind of like that there. And then I'm going to take some baker's twine. Okay, so...
And it will fly on 1 stamp.
It will fly on 1 stamp.
Which is going up, by the way.
Well, thanks for being the Debbie
There
Downer,
I
huh?
do.
Okay, so, and then this is our linen thread. And I think it just adds something. So I'm just going to, just like you would tie your shoe, just put in a little bitty granny bow here. A little granny knot, granny bow, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to tie it kind of short. Let's see. Do I like it? Maybe I even want it a little shorter. Just a little bitty bow. Yeah. I think I'm going to glue it on and then I'll trim the tails. So we'll take this. I'm going to use my thumbnail and just kind of roll up the glue dot and put it right here on the edge. Then I can stick my little linen thread right there and trim it however you want. Now these cards are going to be available next week for those who share. Now if your Facebook is locked down really tight, then you might want to say that you shared in the video. That's how I know that you shared, and put your name in it.
And if you share on YouTube, you need to tell us too.
Yes, on YouTube, tell us if you're watching this later. So they are some, the Adhesive Back Sequins Trio, and I've used a lot of the Pretty Peacock, but I felt like there's another pack of sequins here that have the white ones. However, this has like an iridescence, so you can pull out the greens and the peach in this, and I decided that I wanted to use that, plus they're just a little bit lighter in the color so that I wouldn't take away from my card element here. So let's just start with maybe one over here. I want to keep the focal point really on the project itself. One here, and I'm doing the smaller ones maybe like this. That way you still get a little bit of that sparkle and shine, and then it can sit up on their desk, and it's this beautiful scene that they can have facing out, maybe showing people if they have it on their desk at work.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Isn't that neat? And then look at how that color is already starting to mellow. And in another little bit, it'll be even more mellow. So that is the demonstration for tonight. And I have another one here. These will be, for next week's video, these will be the cards that will be available if you
They're sharing like crazy.
Great. Appreciate that. That really does me some good, so I really do appreciate you. You can share if you're another demonstrator.
What was the name of the set again?
The name of this set is, I have two sets, but the big one was Under the Moon, even though I made it a sun, and then the other one is You Are Beautiful. Now, all of this will be on my email. Let me finish my thought before you ask something else. I don't care if you're a demonstrator and you're sharing this, if you're like a hobby demonstrator and you're sharing this to your wall. I don't care if you use these as your own designs, if you're doing classes, if you're another demo. I like to teach. I like to share what I know. So that is really important to me, and I really appreciate that very much. So thank you for that with the shares. As far as the announcements goes that I have, if you were watching me earlier, I asked if you would like, comment, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate that. That helps my algorithms out there. If you want to sign up, you can sign up at www.piccadillystampin.blogspot.com. Again, I will have this video that you're watching now. I'll have the measurements. I'll have the products that I used and photographs. For earning this table trash, so I usually use this on the table so I don't have those little, you guys know how these little dimensionals get, you find them in your shoe and your bra everywhere. So, and then I just dump it into my trash that's beside my table, but I love them. For every $100 purchase before tax and shipping, using my current host code, you can earn one of these adorable table trashes with your order. It is good through Piccadilly Stampin', through me, through the 29th of this month. So what do we have left? About a week or so?
About a week, yep.
Just a little over a week.
I've been putting them in the mail, so
yes,
people are getting them.
I've got a few of them left over, so if you want them, grab them. Let me just tell you this. I'm going to get an extra Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I am fortunate and lucky to have room enough where I can have one for cutting and one for embossing, and I'm going to do it because they have an extra 10% off. Stampin' Up! Is having an extra 10% off. And I've got 2 of the minis, and now I'm going to have 2 of the bigger ones, and I love that. They also have, and they're selling, there are quite a few that are on low inventory of our bundle sets. If you go to my website, which you can find right here on Stampin' Up! Or on Facebook, or I will put a description down in... I will put a link in my description. If you're watching this on YouTube, look in my description. And you go to the specials, just hit that bundle special, and you'll see what's on there, what's available. Some things have already sold out. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you guys is Paper Pumpkin. So Stampin' Up! Is doing a thing where they're showing 3 months at a time, and they're having an add-on dies that go for all 3 months. So in July, and this printed out so tiny, I don't know if you guys can see this, but take a look at this box, which is an indication of what's in there. So you have until the 10th of July to sign up for Paper Pumpkin. And I just got today from Paper Pumpkin last month's or this month's kit, because this one will be for July. And let me just show you. So here is the dies that I got for the 3 months for it. That doesn't come in the kit. It comes with everything you need to make the cards. Look at the cards you get to make. So I'm really into lemons right now and cherries. So I was super excited about this one. These are gorgeous. And so if you don't want to own it all, this is a way to have it come to your house and have a little creativity every month and end up with, this one looks like 369 cards that you can send out for different occasions. That's what Paper Pumpkin is. So I appreciate you guys stopping by tonight. I did already post the Piccadilly Parfait on Tuesday. That email will go out tomorrow, and then the email for this card will probably go out by Sunday. So make sure you get signed up before tomorrow so you get all that information. Take care, everyone. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Good night.